Welcome to the Beauty and the Beard Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm Woody.
I am Sarah.
And I know you've said this before. Good thing there's an ocean between us because war has officially been declared.
Battle lines have been drawn.
Yes. And I'm not talking about the supposed battle between the US and the UK within AEW. I'm talking about Moxley and Kingston sneak attacking the Young Bucks tonight. That was wrong. This is war.
I know what side I'm on.
But first, we also have big news about AEW as a whole this week. The new show, Rampage, is on its way to Friday night starting in August, I believe.
That is such a cool name as well.
Yes, I know, Rampage. And Dynamite's going to be moving to TBS next year, which is a good thing too, because with TBS, apparently Dynamite is going to be in over 1 million more households. So there's potential to create new fans. So this
doesn't
is
mean much
good
over
stuff.
here, but yeah.
Yeah, well, no, over here in the US, it's a big deal. So, and apparently AEW got some a little more money from TNT, TBS, the Turner Networks. So that's a good thing.
Sweet
it's good
TK
news.
Making that sweet money.
Exactly. So anybody out there doubting that AEW has been a success really need to wake up.
Check your facts.
because they wouldn't be getting more money if they weren't a success. So apparently the Turner Networks and Warner Media like them. Sarah.
Yes.
You ready to talk some Dynamite?
I am. Let's go.
First off, the show started with Christian Cage versus Matt Seidel. And I think it's safe to say that you like this match better than you liked their promo last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just.
It was about what we'd expect between them. I mean, because they are both solid, kept it entertaining. And I just can't say enough how great Christian looks for his age. I really dug the match. Christian ended up winning it via the kill switch. But then after the match, Ricky Starks came out looking snazzy.
He looked so snazzy.
But it was all set up because Hobbs, Hook, and Brian Cage, basically a sneak attack on Christian and Matt Seidel. Christian's getting beat down. Seidel's getting beat down. And out walks Hangman Adam Page and just hands his drink over to Ricky Starks.
I popped so hard.
Hold my drink. So
hold my whiskey.
Yeah, there you go. Page came down to try to make the save, but ended up taking a power bomb from Mr. Brian Cage at the end of this. So, Adam Page got the brunt of this, and Starks got a free drink. That's kind of what I got out of it.
Very good night, Starks.
Yeah.
Look, I love Christian Cage and Matt Seidel. They're both amazing, but I don't know. It was a good match, but that's literally all it was for me. It wasn't anything. Like, I normally expect Dynamite to literally kick off as high of like a kickoff it's been recently. And I think comparing to the last few weeks, this didn't get that. So that's obviously the only ip I've got with it. But
it wasn't a Phoenix opener. It wasn't a Phoenix opener.
No. but Ricky Starks coming out looking absolutely on point in his little grey suit. I love that. And also, obviously, Hook's still getting some moves in there. Love it.
Getting involved. He's getting
involved. This is what I want.
Yes.
And obviously, Hangman just casually scrolling down, hold on to my whiskey. And then at the end of it, Ricky Starks is like, oh, sorry, and they're just all standing over him. I don't know why Hangman made the save. I'm guessing I'm going to find out. But it was just a bit of I'm going to say it was towards Brian Cage because of their match.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That was like a loose link for me for that. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, it was a nice way to start, but it was nice. It wasn't what we've been experiencing recently in the start of Dynamite.
True. It wasn't fireworks. Yeah, I liked the post-match stuff was pretty cool. But
yeah.
Just for the drink handoff alone.
For the drink handoff alone, and Ricky Starks in a snazzy silver suit
Yeah.
100% worth it.
When I saw that suit, I knew you'd like it. As soon as I saw it. Next, we got a promo from the Varsity Blondes. And they had Julia Hart with them, which I think she's appeared with them on Dark or Dark Elevation, or maybe both. I kind of like that look. She fits that group. That's really cool. Pillman, his promo work was pretty good in this. I kind of dug it. Saying that his father was the reason that he stayed away from the ring for so long. And it was the Bucks that really brought him back into the fold, that they were kind of an inspiration for him. And Griff Garrison also talked about working the T-shirt booth for the Bucks for a while, but then talked about how they had changed, how the Bucks had their ways have changed, which I don't agree with. I think they're just perfect the way they are. They need to just watch it, Hillman, Griff.
I loved this. Like, it was properly heartfelt and just another prime example of the Young Bucks crushing hearts all the way around the world. Just decimating kids' dreams and you know, yeah.
They're doing that?
Sad to see.
I haven't heard anything about it.
But yeah, no, I love this promo, and I kind of want to see more of this team now on Dynamite, because I think if we're going to build on this and what happened, it's got to be, they've got to be on Dynamite more.
Yeah, I want to see more of them. I think there is a ton of potential with both guys. Both
100%.
of them. Yeah, next we had a little promo. Mox and Kingston, Jonathan and Edward. They're solid promos. I'll give them that. They're solid promos.
Oh, I just loved it so much, especially the do we bring the super kicks? Did they bring the super kicks? We don't do super kicks. I was just like, I'm beginning to see so much more of me and my best friend in these two than I ever thought. Do you know what? She's actually coming around to my house tomorrow, and I'm going to show her this promo, and I bet you 100% she goes, that's us. So I'm going to go, yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Yeah, I figured you'd dig it.
I loved it.
Yeah, and then they Acclaimed, they gave their promo too. So what'd you think about the Acclaim's turn at the mic here?
I just loved how they got the lunatic cringe. Just slapped that in there. I was just like, oh, shot, fired, down. And there are more shots are about to be fired.
Oh God, more shots are about to be fired. Oh boy, boy.
This was so much fun.
It was. I can't say enough about Max Caster, man.
He is like, brave.
he has such potential. As good as he is now, wow, it's going to be fun watching him grow going forward, because he's so good already. So that led directly into the match, Moxley and Kingston versus the Acclaimed. John Moxley got a new version of Wild Thing tonight. I like this version. I think that's perfect. And it's cool because I saw so much on Twitter after last week. People thought that was fun with Wild Thing, but it just didn't, like a heavier version would feel right. And then boom, this week they do it. Like, they listen to the fans. This is stuff that was being talked about. They heard it and immediately made the change. I think that's great. But the thing that most people are talking about from this match is the fact that Max Caster made it known that he wants to be invited to Renee's podcast.
Is that what he meant?
I think that's what he meant.
Okay.
I'm not,
because
can you remember?
That could have been interpreted two ways.
No, I can't remember exactly how he said it. Do you remember that?
I think he said something like, she's all up in my mentions looking for some oral sessions, and like the camera just panned him out, and you just see him like, all right, and sweet. And what I love is Max Caster said the line, but Anthony Bowens got his head kicked in for it. So he basically, he goes, AEW, the Acclaimed has arrived, and he went, and that was it. He was just his head was caved in. And as they start fighting, you can just hear the commentators going, is that who we work for now? Like this. And I was howling, laughing, absolutely howling. I just loved it. I loved it so much. Like the match was fantastic. Look, I didn't expect the Acclaim to get that much offense in, but
I know.
They are a ranked tag team, so I'm guessing they can't, be like a full on just like squash match.
No.
But Mox and Eddie are just brilliant, like as a team, which like
they look good against them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they match each other so well. But when I watched this today, I was scrolling through Twitter, and Renee Paquette did an amazing retweet of what the rap was. And I don't know if you've seen this or not, but her tweet basically was, "Let's get you a blue check and some W's, and we'll look at booking you in the fall. Thanks for the plug, Platinum Max. Here, brand new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday."
She turned it into a commercial.
So she got a plug.
That's great.
But now she's also absolutely trolled him by going, "You need to get your little blue check mark and get some wins in, and we may look about talking to you in the fall."
Look,
I love her so much.
In like 2 or 3 years, just imagine the solo feud, the one-on-one feud between Moxley and Max Caster. That's long-term booking. It's going to be
mega
great.
long-term booking.
It's going to be great, though. I
just love how with AEW there's that freedom with it.
Yeah, I know.
She can be involved in it in a very subtle way, but it doesn't. It just adds to. It just adds to what Mox is like about. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't take anything away from him. It adds to it that he's a team with Eddie, but him and Renee are also a team. I just love it. And to be honest with you, if anybody rapped about me like that, I'd want my husband to knock someone's block off as well. So no one will rap about me like that, let's just be honest, but I'd like him to knock the block off.
Yeah. But Eddie and Moxley, they ended up winning the match. Wouldn't even mention that. I'm sure everybody realizes that Eddie and they won the match with a wheelbarrow combo paradigm shift on Bo and for the win, whatever it was called. Like Eddie picked him up and Mox paradigm shifted. That's how it went. So yeah, cool,
beautiful.
Oh boy. Next, we had Alex Marvez with Chris Jericho, and Dean Malenko was with Jericho backstage. Marvez is wanting to know if he can get an answer from Jericho about what the Inner Circle, what they're going to decide, whether they're going to accept the challenge for the Stadium Stampede match with the Pinnacle. And basically, Jericho tells him just to wait. But I love the callback with Malenko and Jericho. And Malenko always had these feuds, and Malenko is known as the man of 1,000 holds. So Jericho said that, and Malenko said, "You're the man of 1,004," and Jericho responded with, "I forgot a few though." Just kind of,
I love that.
Just
I love that line so much.
Cool little thing because
it's basically Jericho, knowing his age.
Yeah.
He's not bigging himself up or anything on this section. It's just
and look, if you've never watched any old Jericho stuff from WCW, get on YouTube, look up Man of 1,004 Holds. Fantastic. Okay, you will not be sorry, I promise. Next we got Scorpio, Skye, and Ethan Page with Tony Schiavone. And Skye doesn't like Sting. He made it obvious that he used to like him when he was a kid, but that he thinks Sting is no longer the Sting he used to be. And Page made it clear that he just wants to destroy Darby Allin. And he said he wants to be the nail in Darby's coffin. But then the lights went out, and Sting and Darby attacked Page and Skye. Skye and Page tried to run away, where they were met at the tunnels, both tunnels, and by the Dark Order.
I'm glad that Ethan Page and Scorpio Skye are now out of the rafters and actually speaking instead of just randomly staring, throwing people downstairs and running into the ring. I'm glad we've actually got, some in-ring words. I know they've done backstage interviews and stuff, I think on Dark and stuff like that as well. But to be on Dynamite, it just look. We've been saying when Darby had the TNT Championship, we didn't know why they kept turning up. We didn't know what the whole situation was. It's becoming clearer that it's just about probably Ethan Page's hate of Darby. And all that type of thing with like their history and stuff, which has been mentioned. So I'm just beginning to like, you can sort of see where this is going. I also just like, I love how the Dark Order are involved, but I don't know how that's going to filter into everything.
I know.
Because they didn't turn up for Hangman, but they turned up for this. Now, that's it's odd, but I'm guessing there was a reason why they didn't turn up. In if you look in the storyline, there's a reason why they wouldn't have turned up for Hangman, because it wasn't about Hangman being saved, it's about Hangman against Brian Cage and that type of thing, and him making the save. So this it was a bit muddy with that situation, but look, what we're getting from this probably is going to be worth it.
Yep, and I did. It was interesting though. We talked about what Skye and Ethan Page, the picture becoming clearer. It was interesting that Skye tried to make it personal with Sting about how he used to be a little Stinger fan, when he was younger, and then Ethan Page hammered it home that it was personal between him and Darby. So it's like they're really trying to make this. There's no titles involved, anything like that, but really trying to make it more of a personal grudge feud, and more of a reason why they would be continuing to try to throw a wrench in Sting and Darby's plan. So,
which seems to be a running trend with them at the moment, because when Sting and Darby first turned up, it was a grudge thing with Team Taz. So it's like, just people just don't like them, and I don't know why.
They're rubbing people the wrong way.
It's jealousy. It's jealousy.
That's what it is.
It's jealousy.
Oh man! Next we got a segment that I absolutely love. This the Pinnacle were having themselves a little.
This was class.
Yeah, they were having themselves a little dinner, and Wardlow down in the bottle, man. He wanted more, but Spears was just not in a good mood. The fourth point, whatever point I'm on, I don't know. Second, third, fourth, fifth, who cares? MJF wanted to make it crystal clear that Stadium Stampede is not going to be the ha-ha, funny, everybody have a good time, enjoy yourselves kind of match that the first one was. The first one was a joy to watch, but he wanted to make it clear that this one's going to be violent, that he will have the last laugh. So I love that, the fact that we had a clear direction of what to expect with this Stadium Stampede match. Expect something a little closer to blood and guts. Yeah. That's what it kind of felt. Yeah. So
I love this so much. I know that this is probably more along the lines of the other company type thing, but it didn't feel as set up, if that makes any sense whatsoever. This actually felt like they were sat in a restaurant and there was just happened to be a camera filming them. No, I love this. I love, like you said, I love the Wardlow just drinking a bottle of wine from the bottle. Very, very manly of him.
Very Wardlow of him.
Just very Wardlow. Especially after what he was like last week with the girls. It's just, I don't know. I just love him. I just think he's brilliant.
It's great. Without saying a word, he's developing a character.
Exactly.
You're
he
getting
doesn't
layers
need to speak.
Without saying. Yeah,
he doesn't
brilliant.
need to speak. But when he does, he speaks well. MJF just like basically thrown a tantrum but sat down about Chris Jericho, like funny. Dax trying to speak, and did I hear Sean Spears growl?
Spears was in a mood.
Growl? Like he generally just planted a guy's face into a table.
Poor waiter.
And he went like that. Was like, what's going on? Like
he sounded like a grizzly bear.
Yeah. Oh, grizzlies, bears. Oh my. But I don't know. I've just never. Sean Spears from when back when Dynamite started, and back like when AEW started, was kind of like a forgotten person. Like he did the odd matches, he teamed up with Tully, but nothing was really happening.
Yeah, the glove gimmick.
Since he's become with the Pinnacle, he's like gone, like his character's darker. Like he's
moody.
proper. Yeah, he's like got a real chip on his shoulder. But
I like that.
I love how Tully is like, Dad. He's just like, all right, just calm down. just chill out. Here's some money, kid. Go take that. Just sit down.
Love that. Perfect.
Play nice. It was just he's got that control. Like you think MGF is like the head of it all, but Tully's in the background making sure everything plays out right. Basically, what Taz was like at the beginning of Team Taz, and then it went a bit all over the place.
Not in control anymore.
But no, I loved it absolutely.
Yeah, it's great.
Very good.
Well done. So whoever put that segment together, I think they did a really good job of getting everybody up. They got everybody over. I mean, every person in that scene got over in that.
Threat. They feel like they feel even more of a threat than what the Inner Circle did at the start of the Inner Circle.
Absolutely.
Which I think is crazy if you look back at it, because when they first did the beatdown of the Elite on the first Dynamite and had them all in a pile, you're like, oh my God, these guys absolutely, they're gonna run AEW. And I think they, in their own way, it was a bit more of a grittier type force that they had. Whereas I think the Pinnacle is a bit more cunning, a bit more calculated.
Yeah.
They will get their hands dirty when they have to.
More of a mob mentality.
It's definitely more of a mob mentality. It's like a hierarchy system. I don't know. I love the Inner Circle and always will, but I love the Pinnacle and just what they're representing. I know they're the bad guys, but you can't deny that group of guys is absolutely amazing.
Yep. And just getting started.
Exactly.
We next we had Rebel, not Reba, versus Shida, and this was basically a match to get to the post match. Shida won it, submitted Rebel, not Reba, with a stretch muffler. Got her to tap out, but it led to the post match beat down by Baker. Baker attacked Shida and ended up curb stomping her face into the women's title.
Yeah, that looked painful.
It did. What did you think of this? It was fairly short, not a ton of time, and it's the first time we've really seen Shida in action on Dynamite in a while.
I don't know why this happened. I don't understand what the reason for this was, because Shida's not really done a lot with the belt. Only recently she started having more matches, so she's not really been that prominent with it. And I just don't understand why there was kind of this whole scenario when the match is taking place in a week.
Yeah,
there just wasn't any actual need for this to happen, as far as I can see.
No,
and also the fact that there's a celebration of Shida and her year-run title next week. It just didn't make much sense to me personally.
Looking back, it almost would have been great leading up to this to have Shida have gone on a run similar to what they do with the TNT titles, where she's having these open defenses and defending the title. Maybe not every week, but every other week for a while. Or something. And there may be a reason that it didn't happen that we're not aware of. But yeah, because her absence for a while, it does take away that. And for this to be the first time she's been on Dynamite in a while, and it to be such a short segment, because it really wasn't long. They didn't have a ton of time. No. And just it felt like they could have used this segment or this time in a different way with them to help build it up, other than this basically comedy match.
Yeah, it felt like it was kind of shoehorned in as like,
Mm-hmm.
look, there's been loads of like comments and complaints about the lack of women's matches on Dynamite as a whole. And I don't know if this was done to go, look, there's 2 matches on. Do you know what I mean? Like, because obviously Serena Deeb was on with Red Velvet for the NWA Championship, which was amazing. But this just feels like it was kind of put on going, look, we're still, still doing 2 matches. And it just, I don't know, it just didn't sit right.
Yeah. But we're going to get Shida versus Britt Baker at Double or Nothing. And everybody should be excited for that. Even if this segment 100%. Didn't hit correctly, I'm so ready for that. And I love Shida. I'd throw it out there. I know, Shida is amazing in the ring. She is great. I love Shida matches. I would have liked to have seen more of her matches on a regular basis on Dynamite.
But I think even though that this seemed a bit of a pointless match in itself, it doesn't diminish the fact that the Double or Nothing match is going to be insane.
Get ready. That's going to be great.
It's going to be so good.
Next, we had an interesting segment with Don Callis, Kenny Omega, and Orange Cassidy. It was from last week after Cassidy had suffered his injury in the match with Pac. And he was backstage with the doctor getting checked on. And really, Omega and Callis gave Orange Cassidy an opportunity to not be in the match at Double or Nothing for Orange Cassidy's safety. Because, did you snicker? Did you laugh?
I just
look. Omega and the Bucks and the Elite, they care about people. Okay, so Omega is looking out for Orange Cassidy. He's trying to make sure he's safe first and foremost. So he gave him an opportunity to, get out of the match. To he's going to give him another shot down the road. It's not like he's taking a shot away. Just wants Cassidy to be safe. So, anyways, they gave him a contract, a little thing to sign, to get him out of the match, and Cassidy ripped it up very deliberately and slowly, which was the coolest way to rip paper I've ever seen. It reminded me of a sloth.
I literally would love to see him parenting, like a parenting class from Orange Cassidy. Could you imagine? It's like, no. And that'd be it. It
looks like Cassie's, he's not going to sign the contract. That's what it looked like anyways. They gave him another contract, give him an out to try to get out of this match. So, again, I'd still say, Omega and the Elite are good guys.
Omega fears Orange Cassidy.
That's not what I got from this.
That's what I pretty well got from it.
I don't think. We saw 2 different segments.
I think we just interpreted it differently. This was brilliant. Kenny Omega's a slimy little git, isn't he? I love this. I also love the fact that Chris Statlander stood up to him. She proper squared off with him. I was just like, you go on, girl. Like, come on. He was like, excuse me. No, I love this. I just love how he was also, Omega went, and I'm not just talking as the champion, I'm talking as an EVP.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're like, we need to sell more of them shirts. Like, type of thing. I was just like, oh, you
merchandising.
You little A-hat.
Omega's perfect.
I just want to knock his sunglasses off. It was good. I loved it.
Yep.
I just loved the fact that Omega fears Orange Cassidy. It's great.
Debatable. Next, we got the Inner Circle making their decision. Are we going to get Stadium Stampede 2? Are they going to literally put their group on the line? Because that's the question coming in. Because if they enter this match with the Pinnacle in Stadium Stampede at Double or Nothing, then if they lose, there's going to be no more Inner Circle. And the answer is 1,000% yes. They are going to get their match. We are going to get the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle Stadium Stampede.
I loved it. Look,
yep.
I'm not a big fan of Hager speaking.
Oh, yeah.
But look, the guy, when he says stuff, he sounds like he means it. It may not always make 100% of sense, but he sounds like he means it. Ortiz forever is just somebody that I would never bet against in any fight ever.
No.
Sammy is Sammy and just has like the heart of an entire crowd behind him now, his face. Jericho trying to make good of the fact that everybody moaned about the ending of Blood and Guts. So
yeah, he tried, didn't he?
He really tried. Some people are still going to go, oh my goodness, what a, you fell onto some and he's like, I almost, like, if I had have gone a little bit further over, I would have smacked my head and that would have been it, type thing. And the ending line, oh my goodness, we're going to dance all over your face and piss all over your grave.
Was it a mic drop moment?
Mic drop, chef's kiss. Oh my goodness. What a line to have at the end of a promo.
Yeah. It wasn't even, this wasn't like one of the best Jericho promos I've ever heard, but even his middle of the road promos are better than most best.
Yeah.
And just that he closed it out with that is what hammered that home too, because it's that last line that you leave with. Yes. Nice. So is this going to be the end of the Inner Circle? I don't know. We'll see. Could be the end. Makes me sad thinking about it.
Yeah.
We next we got Jade with Tony Schiavone, and she's again still trying to decide where she's gonna go, who she's gonna go with, and Mark Sterling, formerly MJF's lawyer, walked in and basically said, "I don't want you to work for me. I want to work for you." Jay wasn't too happy about him interrupting the interview, kind of put him in his place, but then said she would think about it. Is this the direction they're going to go? Is she going to be with
when he said that, when he went, I don't want you to work for me, I was like, I want you to work for MJF? Like, is that what? Oh, no, that's not what he said.
You were finishing that thought.
You've literally got my heart. You dashed my heart. Look, I want to know what's happening. I know this, like, the teasing it, but just like, I'm getting to the point now. I'm like, I love Jade, but now just tell me what's happening. I think we're going to find out more after Double or Nothing, because a lot of things come from Double or Nothing. So I just want to know if she's with MJF. Please tell me. Yeah, and I also love, after he left, she turned to Tony Schiavone and went, who is that guy? Buried him 6 foot deep and put a spade in it, because who is that guy?
It's going to be interesting to see where this the story goes.
Where it goes.
Yep. Next, we got Red Velvet versus Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's title, and this match was amazing. Probably it's probably the match of the night, at least the show stealer. The one I didn't necessarily have on my radar to steal the show, although we know how good both of them are. Man, this was really, 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 really good. It ended with Deeb getting Red Velvet to tap out to the Serenity Lock. Deeb, every match, there's a thread with her, because every match she has that I've seen her in on Dynamite is awesome. She just works well with everybody. I feel like I want to see everybody have matches with Deeb now, just because they all just look so great, and it just feels like, I'm not taking anything away from Red Velvet or anybody else that Deeb has wrestled, but Deeb just knows what she's doing. And the one thing that I thought she had been lacking for a while was that edge, and she had a very aggressive feel to her in this match, and I think it kind of hinted towards possibly a heel turn, a heel move. I think that would be great for her, because that's the spark I think that her as a babyface is missing. Like heel spark is what she needs, I think. Sorry. So
yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
I thought she went a bit heel in this as well.
Felt like it. Yeah.
Which I agree would be like a really interesting move for her, because she seemed quite at home with it as well when she was. It didn't feel like she had to work too hard to actually get that like over type thing. It just felt like that was, just what her character was all of a sudden. This match was brilliant. They're both amazing. Like I said before, like AEW has had problems with the women's division and stuff. And like I said, I thought the Shida and Rebel thing was a bit shoehorned in. If they had just left Serena Deeb and Red Velvet as the only women's match, that would have been so much better than it just having an extra one, because it just made that one even look, not as great compared to this. You can't help but compare them, because there's two women matches on. One was absolutely on fire. The other one, I just didn't see why it was happening. So when you compare them together, you're obviously going to notice the difference more. But yeah, this match was like fantastic. And I'd be quite I want to see more of Serena Deeb as well. Like, if she's gone in this heel direction, I want to see her go against the women. I'd love her to do like you said with the TNT title. I'd love her to do that with the NWA women's title. Like
an
defend
open challenge
every week or every other week or something, just to give her some more time on Dynamite, because she is amazing, and also to get that that push for the women's division as well, which I think they are getting there. Like, there are storylines coming through now, and you are starting to see them. It's just taking such a long time to get there that I think we need something that's consistent.
Yeah, and good storylines away from the title too. And I know both, we got that title and we got the AEW women's title, and that's where those stories are. But yeah, some good stories. Just regular feuds away from the title with a good story. Do something with Jade, because Jade's part of the women's division, and there's a focus on who she's gonna pick as her manager. But I would love to see that roll into a feud between her and somebody else, revolving around that story. So that would be good too. But another interesting thing though with the NWA women's title, I know NWA, if I'm not mistaken, is trying to get back going again. If that's the case, then is that title going to appear on Dynamite as often now? I'm not sure. I mean, because if NWA does start doing some more tapings, is that going to take her away, or is she going to drop that title? Because Deeb is, if I'm not mistaken, contracted to AEW.
Yeah.
She's an NWA Women's Champion, but she's under contract with AEW, I believe. So I would suspect that maybe she drops it to Thunder Rosa at some point. Fairly. Rosa's still under contract with NWA, so I don't know. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that going forward. So I wouldn't mind seeing another Deeb versus Rosa match, by the way.
Oh no, 100%.
Fantastic. Put that on Dynamite. Next, we got Pac, basically saying that he is the Elite have done what they could to keep him down, but they can't anymore. That he is in this match, and there's nothing they can do about it. And that no one should bet against the bastard. Pac wants that world championship, and he does not like the Elite. It's obvious.
You know what? It's so interesting for me to hear him speak, because his accent is literally the opposite side of the country to me. So that's like northeast side. So like, it's so interesting to hear his accent, because I just wonder, like, why it sounds like people that aren't used to accent. Do you know what I mean? Like, for people in America that have never heard like such a strong like northeast accent, because to me it just sounds so comforting because it's like from my country, but it's not that far from me. It's just on the other side of the country, which was like what, about 200 miles? It's not that far. So yeah, I don't know. I love it. I love Pac, and I love how he's just so blatantly himself as well. He just doesn't care. It's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, and it's good because it was a babyface promo, but it's not him being a babyface. It's just
exactly
Pac being Pac. But it's just I don't think he'll, even though he's cast in a babyface role right now. Yeah, he'll never be pandering, true babyface in a sense that we all understand it. It's just.
He's a bit like Mox in that sense.
Yeah.
Mox is a babyface, but you literally wouldn't be able to guess that.
Not rah. Yeah, I'm gonna get some cheap pops from the crowd, that kind of stuff. No Foley pops.
No.
Gotta get serious now because I'm worried about Austin Gunn after this. This was Austin Gunn versus Anthony Ogogo. And we may need to check on Austin because he had some apparent internal bleeding after this match. Austin, from the get-go, Austin actually got a little offense in. He started with this missile drop kick. I mean, he was fast, like boom, boom. I mean, he's quick as a hiccup. I mean, he is really fast. And I thought, oh, here we go. And then one punch to the gut, and Austin was down. He tried to get up. But then, he made it to his feet. He may have been the first person to make it to their feet after a Anthony Ogogo bolo punch. But that was a mistake because he got caught with another one. And then he was lifted into the air. And it was like he tossed him in the air. And as he was coming down, he hit him with a haymaker. Like he was coming down, punch to the face. The ref stopped the match, because he was bleeding internally. There was blood on Anthony Ogogo's face. Now I couldn't decide whether that was like Ogogo had been busted open or something, but apparently that was blood from Austin Gunn. He was just punched his guts out. Good Lord! Afterwards, we had Cody, the American Nightmare / Dream. Came into the ring to check on Austin Gunn, and Anthony Ogogo got the American flag. And I thought for a second that he was going to spit on it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. And but instead he tossed it, and Cody grabbed it before it hit the ground. So the refs all had to come out and get in between Ogogo and Cody. I don't know. It kind of got heated there for a second. I mean, they're really trying to build up this U.S. versus UK ordeal between them. So from the UK side, how'd you like this?
Okay, so I'm going to split this into two different things. One, I love Anthony Ogogo. Like, seriously.
I do too. I'm just going to put that out there. I do too.
Like, he literally just decided that he was a wrestler, but he was going to box at the same time.
Yeah, he is.
He kept putting his hands up like he was in an actual boxing fight, which I think's like it's nice to bring in that element side of him as well. But he basically did punch a hole through Austin Gunn's abdomen. Because when the blood first appeared in Anthony Ogogo, the commentary team were like, "Is he bleeding?" I was like, "Could you imagine if Austin Gunn had just beaten up Anthony Ogogo so much that he's now bleeding?" I mean, that wouldn't do great for the entire look of the guy. But no, obviously it was Austin Gunn for obvious reasons. Yeah, and at one point the ref wanted to start the match, and Austin Gunn refused to let him do it.
Yeah.
So, and let's just say, this match made Anthony Ogogo look more of someone that can kill you with his hands than I ever thought was possible. I just wouldn't like to, cross him at all. I wouldn't like to annoy him. I wouldn't like to say anything to his face that may slightly offend him. I mean, if the guy likes pickles, I now like pickles. I wouldn't say I didn't. So he is like, they've got that down right for him. The bit that I cannot get behind is this USA versus UK stuff.
Yeah.
Because, look, from my side of things, we don't like have Union Jacks flying around the country. It's not something that's done here. They're on official buildings and stuff like that, but you won't see houses donned with them around the place. So we're not like that type of country anyway.
You don't see it as much anymore as you used to here either. Not your flag, our flag.
Yeah. Our flag was once there.
Oh, you got a British flag hanging out right now. Neighbors like, what?
But like, so, and like, as a country, we generally don't care what people think about us. Well, that's what my consensus is from us anyway. Because let's just say we've not got a great history. So we kind of don't like to bring it up.
Who does?
But this whole thing, like, look, especially after what's happened in the last few years, I don't think this is the way that this feud should have been built around. Because, look, as a world, and I'm going to get very weird now, but as a world, we shouldn't be being divided. We should, and I know it's wrestling, but some people can take it in a literal sense, and it has the potential to get a bit heated in reality if someone takes something the wrong way. They have decided to go this route, so I'm just hoping that once this is done, it is done, and we don't continue this type of a feud going forward, because it's not going to do any good for wrestling as itself, especially when they come to the UK. It won't look good, and especially like if it was just in America and this wasn't televised in the UK, 100% you'd get away with it. But because it's not, because it is broadcast around the world, it's just a very, very risky move, I think.
Here's is an interesting take on it. I was thinking about it today, and Cody is he's a smart guy. I mean, I've never met him, but you have to be in the position he is. He's gotten here for a reason. I would think that before, if he was the one that made the decision, I'm sure him and Ogogo had talked about it beforehand, or had kind of worked out, hey, this is what's going to happen. But if this is his idea, I have to think that he read the room and realized how this is going to be perceived. And also, and I know we know they pay attention to fan reactions to things, like we talked about with the Wild thing, music change, that kind of stuff. They read the room as a company. It seems like they do pretty well. Yeah. So with Anthony Ogogo, with the reaction fans are giving him online with his first appearances with the factory and all that, people were behind him. I mean, I saw it everywhere. This guy's got, we like this, okay, he's supposed to be a heel, but people were latching on to him. I'm wondering if this wasn't done purposefully to make him a baby face, because I know it's supposed to be the heel in this. So I'm thinking about today. I'm wondering if Cody, again, reading the room, knowing how he knows. I think he would have a pretty good idea if if I try to make this a country versus country thing, and I'm the one that's starting it, because really Cody was the baby face, and this is the one that really brought this battle of the nations, quote unquote, into this thing. I think he had to have a pretty good idea, when I do this, this is not going to be perceived well. I'm going to be the one to blame for this, for starting this. So I'm wondering if they were not doing this to make, we may not perceive it that way, but behind the scenes to make Ogogo the face in this when this is all said and done. Because that's what's happening. I mean, you look at even, I mean, the folks in the U.S., I've seen a lot of things where people are kind of asked, hey, who are you rooting for? I'm for Ogogo. That's just how it is. I have to think that they knew that was going to happen. So
Yeah.
with them, I don't like the Battle of the Nations being brought into this, but what it has done is gotten more people talking about this match than they would have if it's just a battle of the Factory and the Nightmare Family. And that doesn't mean because more people are talking about it, doesn't make it a good thing, and it does not mean I'm behind the Battle of the Nations thing. Totally not. And I'm hoping. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be that part's going to be finished once this match is finished.
Yeah.
But I think I'm trying to think of positives, and there are more people talking about this match going into this because of that. And I do think that when it's all said and done, Anthony Ogogo is giving him more attention now than he would have if this part's not involved, and it's making him look like a good guy in this whole thing.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of his responses, and they've been babyface type responses. I don't know. I think this is designed to make him a babyface.
I agree that if that's the intention, then they've hit the nail on the head. My only concerns with it is, one, they've done a nation v nation type thing in 2021, which is risky.
I know it's very risky
and a bit,
very,
clench
cringy
your butt time. And also, I'm not one for seeing him as a babyface just this minute. He's literally just started. You can't make the Factory become a babyface faction.
No, I agree. But it's like, I feel like it's one of those things, like, if you don't think you can help it, if I can't help it, if the people are going to cheer this guy regardless, are they going to get behind him? And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely one that I'm interested to see. Look, the match will be amazing. I literally have no reservations about that at all. I'm going to be more interested to see what happens afterwards, because we've got to keep in the back of our heads, like, Cody Rhodes has got to go off and be a dad at some point. Is this where, and we keep saying this every time, like, one of the potential fathers is in a match.
Is this where he leaves?
Is this where he leaves? And
you would think
that
so.
means for him coming back, because we'll talk more about on prediction shows, but I'm interested to see, like I said, the match will be amazing, but I'm interested to see what follows on from this.
Yeah, and there's two ways this match can go, and again, we'll talk about it with me, and they have to go one of these two ways, but I'm not going to get into my predictions just yet. Two ways. All right. It's a good nation versus nation discussion, and it was civil. Look.
Exactly. We can do civil.
The end of the show probably won't be. So next we had SCU with Alex. SCU with Alex Marvez. Christopher Daniels whispered something to Kaz before he walked off.
I want to know what was said. I want to know.
I know. I texted Christopher Daniels earlier. He hasn't messaged me back yet. So. No, but I will let you know.
Probably because his eye, you probably can't see the text.
That's cold. You're probably right, though.
That's one manky eye.
It is, man. His eye was messed up. But Kazarian cut a fire promo. And after this, I am ready for a Frankie Kazarian push. He basically said he's going to hunt down each member of the Elite, which needs to kind of pump the brakes on that. At least the Elite, kind of untouchable. But he said he's going to hunt down each member of the Elite. He is a bomb that can't be diffused, a gun that can't be unloaded. That's the gospel, according to Frankie Kazarian. He sounds like he's about to become a vigilante. That's what it sounds like. That Frankie Kazarian got me fired up. I didn't realize I was going to get that, and you might not have been as fired up as I was about this, but I loved that promo. I loved it.
Yeah, he seems annoyed about something.
yeah, he did. He was mad.
No, this is brilliant. I can't wait to see what actually happens with this, because since the whole SCU thing, like, Scorpio Skye's like on his own little path, CD's doing whatever he's going to be doing, and now Kazarian is going to do. It's just, it's so good to see them all like doing stuff individually as well.
Fun times ahead. Fun times.
Indeed.
Speaking of fun times, Miro, our new TNT champion, came out to the ring and cut a promo. And I love that, again, guys like Miro get to cut promos unscripted now. This is not what the writer told me I needed to say. He just comes out and starts talking. You never know what's going to happen. I love it because in this promo, he basically thanked Jesus Christ for giving him the ability to murder somebody. That's what it sounded like, which was strange because I was like, wow, it's a personal moment. Like wait a minute. He's like thanking him for being able to kill people. Whoa. And then he's interrupted by Archer. And Archer just basically tells him just shut the hell up, that he's been the beast in AEW, but that we're going to get this monster fight at Double or Nothing for the TNT title between these two guys. I cannot wait for this.
I loved it. It is just, this is what I have been craving from Miro. Like just the sheer venom in like how he was speaking, and just you can see like in his eyes just like sparkling, like, oh my God, the reins are off. I can say what I want type thing.
Freedom.
I also love the fans were chanting, "We want Derby." So they're still not over
that. And he holds the belt up. Here's your Derby. Oh
yeah. I also love the fact that Lance Archer came out and Jake Roberts is still trying to hold him back. Like, dude, you're never going to hold him back. Just like let him go. Just let him be, man.
Because if he wants to go 3, he's going to go 3.
Oh yeah, 100%. And yes, I think Miro did, make a slight threat towards Jake Roberts.
Yeah. It said there's not going to be enough yoga in the world to save you.
Yeah. So that sounds ominous. But I also love the fact that Lance Archer was like, "You're going to be my Bulgarian bitch." And he was like, like, I've not heard that one before. He looks relaxed in this.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks so confident and relaxed. And I'm, in a way, saddened it's taken this long to get to this point for him after that, like, debut, like, that he came on. We'll never know why he teamed up with Kip.
No.
But I think we won't be able to forget it, but let's just put it in the file in the back of the head and don't open the box ever again. And just be happy that we've got this Miro now. Yep.
And I could admit I defended that for a while, saying, "Hey, let's give it time. Let's give it time." Yeah. I was wrong. I can say that. I was wrong. I gave it time. It didn't work. Not for me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Cannot wait for this match, though. And you're right. The freedom of both guys on the mic. It just felt natural. The stuff they were saying back and forth, none of it felt scripted. It felt like literally 100%. Just two guys having a war on the mic. And they're really good. Underrated on the mic.
Oh, yeah.
Archer's so good. So next we got the main event. Varsity Blondes versus the Young Bucks for the tag team titles. And this was a great match. And it was a clean match. There was no cheating involved whatsoever by the Young Bucks as they won it fair and square. As Matt Jackson made Brian Pillman Jr. tap out to the sharpshooter. So just a clean, a good gentleman's match down the middle, because the Bucks want to make sure their matches are up to snuff. So good match, good solid victory by the Young Bucks defending those titles. They are the paragons of virtue in AEW. So how'd you like this, man?
The halos are slipping fast off their little heads. This was an amazing match. Was it the best Bucks match ever? No. Was it the best main event ever? No. But it was fantastic because Varsity Blondes looked really strong in this. Like, look, we knew the Bucks were always going to win because, let's face it, we're not stupid people. But
it's wrestling.
It's wrestling. But they look brilliant. And like I said before, I want them more on Dynamite. I know I keep saying I want everybody more on Dynamite, but it's because this roster is so talented
Next week we have 75 matches.
But they're so talented. You just want to see everybody all the time.
Yes.
But this was brilliant. And hey, the Bucks played dirty. Or ice cold, or whatever you want to say. That bloody cooling spray, man. Come on.
Cooling spray?
They even blind a girl.
That was water. They were just spraying them down. They were trying to keep them hydrated. Oh, that's water. That's all that was.
Okay, whatever. Okay. But yes, obviously, like, you know, the Bucks won, shockingly. And Excalibur, like he said, the Varsity Blondes wrestled the match of their lives, and they did. They did. They look good. Brilliant. But you've just got to love what happened next. So, you know, they're all like, yay, we won, woo, woo. And then Don Callis is in the ring. And you just see two little figures pop up. And who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Edward and Jonathan sneaking up on the Young Bucks.
Eddie Kingston and John Moxley.
Sneak attack.
And yeah, so they choked them out, which was really nice to see. I mean, just a nice little cherry on top.
Was it?
I meant to make
was it really?
Then to make it even better, Eddie finally got the shoes he wanted. And the socks.
That's against the law. What he did was against the law. That is, those are expensive. Now, $10,000, right? Those are expensive shoes.
Well, don't wear them in your match then.
You can't just steal somebody's shoes. I mean, obviously you can, because he did on national TV. What kind of person does that?
But I love it as they were like standing by the commentary desk. And the camera pans back to as like the Bucks are waking up and Mox and Kingston and they're with like shoes and socks in their hands. And then he's going, John and back, John and back.
They took their socks too.
I know.
That's gross. Who takes somebody's socks?
Hey, socks are useful.
They're freaks. I mean, I don't know.
Absolutely brilliant. Chef's kiss, mic drop, Eddie and Moxley.
I cannot wait for Double or Nothing now. I absolutely cannot wait for those two thugs to get what's coming to them at Double or Nothing. Cannot wait.
Let's just say we've just witnessed the fact that them two guys have just choked out your beloved Halo-esque Young Bucks, and they went to sleep.
Yeah, that's. I can't wait for Double or Nothing.
I can't wait. It's so good.
Can't wait. All right. So yeah, it was a great episode of Dynamite until the freaking ending.
The ending just made it so much better.
Next week, man, it's a loaded episode next week. There's no like huge main events that are going to blow your socks off.
No.
But there's a lot of stuff going on next week, and this is going to be on Friday night.
Yeah.
So make plans to watch it on Friday night. So we're going to get this and then the pay-per-view that weekend, or Double or Nothing that weekend. So a lot of wrestling to watch going into the weekend.
A lot is happening that weekend.
Yes. So
nobody's
on next
got plans.
Week, I know. I do, to watch some wrestling. But next week we have Miro defending the TNT title against poor Dante Martin.
Good luck, kid.
Oh man, 20 years old, so young.
And his career ended.
It's over with.
Jeez.
I know. We have Joey Janela versus Adam Page, and this should be a fun match. Then we have the Dark Order's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus Scorpio, Skye, and Ethan Page. And this is cool because it's because the Dark Order got involved with their segment. So here we go. We got a little spinoff from that. Darby Allin versus Cesar Bononi. Jade has an open challenge, so
I am so excited for this.
Somewhat, yeah. So we'll have to see who answers that open challenge and loses, because that's how it's going to end.
Yep.
Then we're going to honor Shida's 1-year anniversary as the women's champion.
Just before she loses it.
Exactly. Also, Orange Cassidy is going to give Omega his answer, whether or not he's going to accept his opportunity to not face Omega in the triple threat with Pac at Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we know what that answer is going to be.
Pretty confident.
Then we're also going to have the celebration of the Inner Circle. That sounded kind of sad when I saw
got a
that.
bit depressed about that.
Yeah, because it sounds like it's a farewell. We're celebrating
like
the highlight.
Someone's like reading their eulogy or something.
It does. I had that feel. So,
Get the sad violins out.
No, start playing them. Then the last thing on the list is the weigh-in between Cody and Anthony Ogogo. That should be interesting. I'm pretty sure at the weigh-in we're going to have an American flag and a British flag hanging up.
God. Yeah.
We're going to have something there to make it even more divisive than it already is. So there you go. That is our setup for next week. So yeah, a lot of things going to go. Going to be the go home show going into Double or Nothing. So even though that's what we're told is going to happen, I'm sure we're going to have some surprises.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
That one. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. And now, is it question and answer time?
It is, but it's the last one on the review show.
It is. We're going to be splitting this up. We're going to have our own separate Q&A show. Excited about that. So
we did the poll, and that was the overall answer. They wanted it a separate show, and just like AEW, we listen to our people.
And since she is the Tony Khan of this show,
exactly.
She said we're going to listen to the people and give them what they want.
You have spoken. So this will be the final one on a review show. We will make it more clear how this is going to work out. Next discussion show, we're a bit more clear how it's going, because we're still trying to figure it out. But we have a rough idea what we're doing, honestly. So this is the final one on a review. So shall we do it?
Let's do it. Bring them on.
Okay. So our first question is from It Doesn't Matter What My Name Is.
Hey, what's going on?
And the question is, are Moxley and Eddie tag team champions material? And if they win them and then lose them, will they end up like Omega and Hangman?
No, they are not tag team champion material.
Lies.
They are thieves.
Lies.
They are they're just terrible human beings. They're not going to win the tag titles. Definitely not going to win them from the Young Bucks. Just ain't happening. And will they break up? Absolutely, they're going to break up. Because like Eddie's going to steal Mox's shoes or belt or something. This is how it's going to go. They can't get along. They can't play well together. They can't play well with others.
Is that your honest answer?
Okay, my honest answer. I'm out of the gimmick now. Okay. Got that done. I do think it would be fun to see them as tag champions. It would be. Not now, though. Not now. I do think a run with them two as the tag champions would absolutely be hilarious. It would be fun seeing them with those belts, the vignettes they would do as champions. It would give them more TV time than they already have, and more, basically props to work with those things, to see them dangling those titles out there for everybody to see. It would be fun. It would be fun. And I honestly don't see them, because they've already had a feud between them. Yeah. So it's more working in reverse than what Omega and Adam Page had. So no, I don't think there's, not that they'll always be together like they are.
No,
because they're two lone wolves that are working together right now, basically. Yeah. So I don't think they're going to split up.
They created a wolf pack.
Yeah, it's a 2-man wolf pack. So that's my honest answer. My out of gimmick answer. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going back into my gimmick. I hate those guys. Pieces of crap.
Yes, John Moxley and Eddie Kingston are tag team championship material 100%. I could not think of the only other tag team I would say are in that would be Proud and Powerful. Like they literally have to have the belts this year.
Yes, ma'am.
But if Moxley and Eddie win them and then lose the belts, they'll be sound because they've got that relationship where they bounce it off each other in the good and the bad. And like you said, they've already had their feud. They've gotten past that. So yeah, look, whatever happens with this match, I'm excited. And yes,
me too.
Then with the belts, 1 would be amazing. 2, just imagine them wrecking through the tag division. And 3, to see Moxley have a belt again. Oh, make me so happy. But my only concern is if they got him, and then they'd have to, like, if they lose him and lose him to, like, Proud and Powerful, you're just ripping my heart in 2. You're ripping my heart in 4, actually. What would I do? But that's another conversation for another day.
Poor baby.
I know.
You get over it, Princess.
Don't call me Princess, I in the darkness. Moving on. Johnny Rest Sling. Hello. So the question from them is, other than the tag team championship match, which we've just talked about, what other match are you looking forward to at Double or Nothing, and why?
Well, I'm looking forward to a lot of them.
The card. I'm looking forward to the card.
Yeah, the card. If I had to pick one other than the tag, because that tag match that's our main event.
Juicy.
That's definitely our main event. Shida, Britt Baker, man, because and the reason is because I've been wanting Britt Baker to have that women's title for so long. And if they would have waited till another pay-per-view, I would have melted.
The reason is it's Shida and Britt Baker. That's the reason.
Yes. Yeah, the match is going to be amazing. Yeah, I feel like I'm selling Shida short there because the match is going to be great between those two. But I want to see a heel champion and her as that heel champion. Her ownership of her character with that belt is going to be magical. I want to see that. I'm anticipating that match because the match is going to be great. And also because I really, really feel like Baker's going to win that title. And it's going to be really fun going forward for the women's division with her with that belt. She will be unstoppable for a while. So my answer. How about you?
My answer is the card. No, it's when you have a card like this and you want me to pick one apart from the tag match, because I wish it was any of them, I'd be like, it's a tag match. I'm going to say Miro versus Archer. Because I'm not normally, and I think I said this in previous podcasts we've done, I'm not normally one for the big, muscly, beefy guys.
Yeah.
Because if you heard the first podcast, my starter was the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian and the Dudleys.
Yeah.
So I've never really been a big guy kind of gal. But I just want to see this because, look, these two guys have jumped through hoops for this company. And not that the company's disrespecting or anything, I'm not saying that. But they have, they've gone through a lot of stuff to get to even remotely around this situation. And I just want to see a monster match. I just want to see it where it's my dream for AEW one day is to have all the big guys wrestling like a casino battle royale thing. Just all the big guys. I got Luchasaurus, Brian Cage, Miro, everybody of like that ginormous size, Anthony Ogogo, all of them in a ring.
Just a big boy battle royal.
Yeah,
right?
Just to get a shot at something like the championship belt or the TNT, something, because could you imagine just how spectacular that would look for a Wardlow win, Jake Hager, put them all in a match. So that's why I'm looking forward to this, because I just want to see, like, it's like Clash of the Titans thing. I just want to see them. Yeah. And I want to see Miro go against someone that can match up to him as well, because it's all great seeing Miro throw people through the sky and everything. But I want to see it when he has to get down and dirty with someone like Lance Archer. It's going to be beautiful.
And where our picks are polar opposites is, like, I'm picking one where the outcome is pretty clear. Like, I think if you polled everybody,
if it's not that clear, it's going to kick off.
I know. Yeah. So that's like feels crystal clear. Yours, it could go either way, because neither guy needs a loss here. You feel like, because Miro just got it. Yeah. You don't want to see Archer lose another big match. So
no.
I like that match pick. And you know what? Neither one of us mentioned the Stadium Stampede. So I'm going to throw that in as a wild card for both of us, because that match is going to be so cool. Okay.
Those are not wild cards.
I just picked it for both of us. I didn't even ask you. I'm sure you'd be cool with that. So,
I'm pretty cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
So our next question is from Kevin. And the question is,
hello?
Is this it for the Inner Circle?
Oh.
I don't want to think about it.
I'm not going to make my official pick until our prediction show.
Yeah. Because there's a few ways this can go.
But with them putting that celebration of the Inner Circle on the Go Home show, they're kind of making it feel like it, aren't they?
Are they sort of like forecasting it, or are they trolling us?
Yeah, it could be a troll job too, because
I don't trust AEW.
No. But because the Pinnacle won the Blood and Guts match, my brain wants to go, you know what? We're going to get Inner Circle is going to still be together after Stadium Stampede, because they're going to win this match, and they're going to have another match, because they're going to keep this thing going. They're going to have a third match of some type between them. But I'm not sure. So I'm not going to officially say until our prediction show. I'm just going to say I hope not.
I think the official answer for this question is, if you want to hear the answer, tune in for the prediction show.
That's it. Yeah.
Kevin, what I'll do, because we've not technically properly answered it, is I'm going to circle your question, and I am going to keep it and put it on the prediction show. And then we can actually give you a straightforward answer.
Yep. We will predict it. And you can trust what we say is going to be true. Because we are 100% on our predictions so far.
Because we give you scenarios every way it can go. So one of them has to be true.
We throw so many predictions out there that they have to be right.
One sticks. Always one sticks.
Yes.
Next question is from, I think I got your name right last time, so I hope I got it right this time. If not, please let me know. Pogie Lock.
I think that's right. What's going on?
Is this Pac's time to shine and to become the AEW champion?
No, I still don't think this is it for Pac. I do not think this is it for Pac.
I love that how you answer that. You went, no.
No. It's not.
That's actually quite a British response as well. Like, no.
What?
You've been talking too much to me.
I know. That's what it is. You're rubbing off on me. That's terrible. I gotta wash my hands.
Ew. I got British on me.
I got some British on me. Get some sanitizer. Oh, we're gonna go down Talladega Nights again. Yeah. Baseball. So No, I'll tell you, it's not because I don't think he deserves it.
No.
I just don't think it fits with the direction of certain stories, especially around that world title. I think his time will come, and he absolutely, because from an in-ring standpoint, he is in the top 3 guys in that company, probably. Just off the top of my head, just thinking, I mean, there's, maybe 3 guys I would put as far as just solid, just technically sound in-ring competitor, performer. He's one of those guys. He is that good. He is so good. So from that standpoint, he absolutely deserves it. He is world champion material. His time will come. It's just not going to be. Right now is not the time. This is not his time, in my opinion.
Yeah, Pac will be amazing in the match. There's literally no doubt about that. But yeah, he's not the champ at this point and in this year. There's only one way it can go, and I think if it doesn't go that way, they will have an uproar on their hands. So
Yep.
AEW, gotta be careful with that bit.
Be careful.
Be careful with it. It's precious. Next question is from Dream 2021. This is an interesting question.
All right.
Who would you put trio titles on first?
Ooh.
That's what I
thought. Okay. If it was me, right off the bat, you put those titles. Now I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, right off the bat, wait a minute. Now, like all these different trios are popping in my head now. I've thought about this before.
We've talked about this before, like privately.
Yes.
And I think our answers will change.
They probably will. You know what? Just because they've been a trio so long, and it feels like it's just made for them, it would feel wrong if they weren't the first. It would be Death Triangle. Phoenix, Penta, and Pac. That's where I would put those titles. And they are all 3 so entertaining. And you add Alex Abrahantes doing his deal, along with them. I just feel like that would be fun. I know Pac feels sort of baby faces now. I would rather see them as heels with the titles, personally, especially with what Alex does with the Penta says. I would like to see that. Yeah, so that's my pick. How about you?
I am going to go a completely different road. And I'm going to say Best Friends and Orange Cassidy.
Yep. So we've talked about that.
Yeah, just for the sheer banter and lulsies of it happening. Like, could you imagine Orange Cassidy carrying a belt?
Any belt.
just having to actually hold something.
Hold the belt. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And it's cool. It's cool because like we've still got that ongoing somewhat feud between Death Triangle and Best Friends, and we just picked opposite. That's cool. That would be a fun feud too for those titles.
It would.
Yep.
Next,
there's so many great trios to pick from. That I just want to point that out. There's so many great ones. From Jurassic Express. I mean, you could go the Inner Circle with Santana Ortiz and Sammy Guevara. Because I almost picked those 3. That would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some really cool opportunities and some stuff in the factory. Spears. Yeah, the Gun Club, Billy and his 2 sons. I mean, there's a ton of stuff there. Yeah,
possibilities are endless. Next question is from John Anderson.
What's going on?
With the improvement in the women's division, is it time to add a tag team belt and a mid-tier women's title, like a TNT women's championship?
I'm more in line with adding another belt, especially for the women, because you can't just have one. In my opinion, just one
Mm-hmm.
title for them to go after, period.
Mm-hmm.
If your women's roster is going to keep growing, I would be more in line with tag belt, because it gives an opportunity for two women or more women to be brought into the fold. Where instead of just having a secondary belt where you just, you can mix four women up in this thing for the tag titles instead of just two or whatever. I like that because it gives more opportunities for more women to be involved with titles. So I would be cool with tag belts, for sure. Definitely more than a secondary belt. Yep. How about you?
I am the opposite.
Okay.
I don't think we need women's tag belts just yet.
Yeah.
Because there isn't actually any definitive women's tag teams.
True.
I think if they're going to do that, they need to start building up to women becoming tag teams.
Yep.
Instead of pushing women together to make them a tag team when there's no actual direct chemistry.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. I think they need to, if we're going to do tag team belts for women, which I am not against about happening, but they've got to be established as tag teams first for me, because otherwise it's just like other companies in the wrestling world that just throw people together and just hot shot titles around the place. I don't want that in AEW. It's not the very they're very kind of protective over the titles, and I don't want them to be kind of like, oh, well, you two now can go battle them two for the tag titles because we've nothing else for you to do.
That's a good point.
But I would love them to do, like I said, for like the NWA title. Now, like you said, that's probably coming back, so that's probably going to go away from AEW. I would like to see that type of a TNT title for the women as like an open challenge. Therefore, you get more women on the show as open challenges every week. You can have, indie women coming in from the indies doing it. You can have established AEW stars coming in for it.
Right.
You could do it, and you could then set up feuds around that.
It's really a workhorse title. You put it on a really good worker.
If you are pushing the women's division and what they can do, you need them to go for a title that they all want to fight for and compete for it non-stop.
That would be fun. The thing with the tag belts too, it's really hard to. That's a good point. There's no established tag teams in women's. It's hard, in my opinion. It's like really hard to establish tag teams when they have nothing to fight for. Like when they did the tag tournament, they did the I forgot what it was called, the women's tag tournament thing that Ivelisse and Diamante won, and they had those medals or whatever they wore. I thought about that when they had the tournament. I'm like, we're having a tag team tournament. There's nothing to fight for though. I mean, you get the gold medals or whatever after it, but I said, but why are these girls coming together as teams? Because there's really nothing really after this tournament to now. What do you do? Because why would you have tag matches without belts? So I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right though. You definitely need to have teams established. Before natural teams, not just thrown together. Because I agree.
Exactly.
And in other companies, absolutely correct. The women's tag belts seem like second, just in the background because they're not really. It does just seem like singles people put together just for the sake to hold belts, and it shouldn't be that way. I would love to see a fully fleshed out tag division of women at some point where they feel like true teams. True teams. So yeah, good point.
And our final question,
last one,
just arrived, fresh off the press.
Fresh.
From somebody called Love That Wrestling.
Hello. I do love that wrestling.
We do love that wrestling.
True.
And their question is, what kind of show specifically will Rampage probably be?
an hour of hardcore wrestling.
An hour of death matches.
Bloody guts. Yes, light bulbs, barbed wire, and they're going to sign Nick Gage as the poster child for this new show. No, just kidding. That would be pretty cool, though. That would be pretty cool. And it's going to be later at night, too, right? It's going to be it starts at 9 Central, 10 Eastern over here in the U.S., so which is like whatever over there where you are.
Late.
But it's just really late. Really, really late.
Real late.
Or early, depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be cool. It is late at night, so man, you could have a lot of blood and guts and hardcore stuff. But
naughty words.
And then naughty words.
Naughty words.
Just a naughty little show. Yeah, it could be. But it's called Rampage, so it just kind of has that sound. But I don't know. I think it's honestly initially, when I first heard there was going to be an extra hour show, I wanted that to be a women's wrestling show.
Yeah,
women's focused. And that's where you could then, like we just started talking about, you could really start honing in on extra titles.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could give everybody ample time to develop characters and develop teams and all this and storylines. So, not that you would take the women off of Dynamite, you'd still have, a focus there, but you would have just this hour dedicated just to women's wrestling. But I don't think they're going to go that way. I would anticipate this feeling more like a second Dynamite, like an hour-long Dynamite, kind of how in the other company SmackDown used to feel. Or how I hate to say how Thunder used to feel with WCW, because Thunder was terrible. But what Thunder was supposed to be with WCW, where it's an extension. You have storylines that carry over from that to Rampage, and then from Rampage to Dynamite to Rampage. So that's kind of how I honestly think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think that's what I think it's going to be, where you have to watch Rampage because you're watching Dynamite. Whereas if like the Elevation and Dark, you don't have to watch them because it only vaguely filters in to Dynamite.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very vaguely. But yeah, what I always find annoying with press releases like this is they're like, so we're going to have this new show and it's going to be called Rampage and it's going to be an extra hour and it's going to be like part of Dynamite and everything. But they give us no more details. And I'm just like, what else is like?
Give me more.
Like?
Who are the commentators?
And he's just like, no, you're not giving us any more. Oh, and I don't know if it's like my mentality, but I get dead impatient. I'm just like, what else is happening? Like I was saying to you before we started recording, do we need a new schedule? Do we need to start planning things? Because
we're gonna have to work out possibly a whole new recording schedule because of this, and just driving us crazy.
It's already challenging enough being on opposite side of the world in different time zones, but now
this. We need answers. We need answers.
What are you trying to do to me, Tony Khan?
We're atting Tony Khan over and over and over again until we get an answer. I
just want to know. I need details.
I just got blocked by Tony Khan.
He's going to take the show off us, isn't
he? He is. Yeah.
He's going to make some copyright thing. Using that bat that looks like Moxley's bat. No, it's my bat.
I'm looking like Bearded Buck.
Bearded Buck. The Buck's second cousin twice removed.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear me. But I look, it's going to be an extra hour of Dynamite continuous, and I guess we'll find out when Tony Khan decides to let us know.
Yeah, let us know something, please.
And won't tell us beforehand.
Okay. Awesome.
So that's the end of the questions. That was the last ever Q&A on a Dynamite review show.
Yes.
Hopefully this podcast continues even with the schedule shake-up thanks to TK.
Lord, Jesus. It's going to be recording every day.
My husband might as well work away for the rest of his life at this point.
Yeah. My wife's going to disown me.
You're
My daughter's going to forget what I look like. This is going to be fun, though. It's
You're
going
to
be
be
fun.
walking around thinking you're doing a podcast, and people going, "What are you doing?" Hello and welcome. What?
Stop. We're in a grocery store. Okay, sorry. Let's get the milk. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's more wrestling's good though. Not complaining. We love AEW. So if it's good quality AEW wrestling, yeah, going insane. Cool. Fun stuff ahead. Yeah, but the Q&As are going to continue. They are just going to continue on a separate recording. So they're going to have their own show.
And because they're going to have their own little show, feel free to send in more than what, like, we normally get quite a lot anyway. Yeah. But please up them a bit.
We could do
your
more.
Friends.
Please bring other people into the fold so they can ask questions.
If we start this and it's just for 15 minutes, he's
that
just going to be like,
That is a good point, because with us doing it on the Dynamite review, we could mask it. If we didn't have any questions, who cares? We still did a Dynamite review, and nobody, but now that it has its own show, y'all have an obligation to help keep the Q&A show going. It's going to be really embarrassing if I have to make up my own questions.
You voted for it to have its own show. Now you need to keep it in its own show.
Gotta come through. Get other people in here too to ask questions. We love your questions, but
we do.
Yeah, we
get
definitely
people that love AEW following us, listen to the podcast, and get the questions, because without the questions, this show cannot happen.
There's no answers. Nope.
There would be no answers because there'd be no questions.
That is true. It's science, people.
It's science.
All right. So thank y'all so much for listening to us go back and forth for however long this was.
I'm sorry, but if you listen to this by now, you know it's sometimes a bit of a car wreck.
It is. But it's hopefully it's an enjoyable car wreck. That sounds weird. Who has an enjoyable car wreck? I've never had an enjoyable car wreck. I've never fender bendered somebody and went, wee! No, that just doesn't happen. So anyway, terrible analogy. So, but I'm probably going to leave it in there because it sounds stupid. Yes, but seriously, thank you for taking a ride along with us on this car wreck. And thank you again for the questions. They're phenomenal. So good. Don't forget to follow the channel on Twitter at BeautyXTheBeard. You can follow me at Let the Beard Play, and you can follow Sarah at Strange_Pixie.
That's me. Pass us some feedback via Twitter if you would like.
Yes, please give us some feedback. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong.
And what you like.
If there's something you don't like that we do that you'd like us to do different, let us know. Especially if it's something she did. I would love to hear that.
I dare
tell me what she's doing wrong. That would be phenomenal. No, I'm just kidding. She's great. No, she makes the show.
I wouldn't hunt you down. It's fine.
She probably would. Okay.
Don't forget, there's an ocean.
There is an ocean. Thank the Lord. So yeah, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, y'all be good out there, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye.